Hey guys, it's good to see you again. Today I would like to talk to you about something. And as you can see, this is not my normal background. I am on something like a vacation in Egypt at the moment, but I still would like to upload a video for you guys today. So I thought I'm going to do something like an advice video for you concerning a question that I get on a very regular basis from the people who with whom I'm doing private tutoring. Because as some of you might know, I work as a private German tutor as my full-time job. And then sometimes people ask me via email when they find me through my YouTube channel, and everyone wants to know how long is it going to take me to reach proficiency in German. And then first of all, it kind of depends what your definition of proficiency is. Do you want to be able to survive? Normally people would like to achieve a little bit more than that, right? They want to be able to communicate effectively, maybe not perfectly, but at least without without having to quench your brain for every single drop of vocabulary effortfully. So that's what people aim for, and it's a very logical aim. But I think often people have an unrealistic expectation of how long it's actually going to take, or let's say their hopes of how long it's going to take are dependent on their life necessities, right? You don't have years to invest into something that you're going to need tomorrow. Let's say you want to enroll in a German university because you want to study in Germany, or you get the chance to work in Germany for a little while and you'll need to speak German in the office. So of course that is a necessity that kind of forces you to learn German rather quickly, although you maybe don't really have the time or that much time to invest in order to reach that goal so quickly. So I would like to give you a little bit of my experience or my opinion on how much time you should actually plan to help you make better decisions for yourself. So let's say you have 5 hours per week to invest, okay? 1 hour after every work day, and you take a break at the weekend, okay? So it's quite a sporty goal for many people who already have a full-time job to invest 5 hours on a regular, consistent basis. So let's say you're able to do that, yeah? How many hours in total will it take you to achieve B2? And there's actually quite a useful source on this that I found online, specifically for English native speakers. And I know that many of you are not English native speakers, but you do know how to speak English already, because obviously you can follow what I'm saying, okay? So let's assume you all fall into that category, okay? There is a website of the US Foreign Service Institute, which kind of takes care of teaching US diplomats foreign languages for them to work in assignments abroad. And it divides languages into several different categories. For English native speakers, category 1 languages mean that you need to invest about 24 to 30 weeks or 600 to 750 class hours in order to obtain B2 level in that language. And for English native speakers, kind of the easiest languages to learn are these here: Danish, Dutch, French even, which surprises me. I think there are some people who would disagree. Okay, but let's take it for face value for the moment. And then category 2 languages, which are going to take you approximately 900 class hours to reach B2. And German is kind of in the same category with Haitian, Indonesian, Malay, and Swahili. Okay, but obviously, as you can see, it is not in the same category with Dutch, with which it is very closely related. And that is because German grammar contains several elements that Dutch no longer has, although those languages belong to the same language family. And then maybe just out of interest, let's have a look at the others. Category 3, Albanian, Burmese, Czech, Finnish, Farsi. Okay, that category is quite big. So this category takes people a little bit more than 1,000 class hours. And then category 4, Arabic, Chinese, Japanese, and Korean, which I can only confirm. It takes you more than 2,000 hours to reach B2 in those languages. So actually German is not as bad as many other languages that you can choose, but still it's going to be more difficult than if you chose to study French or Italian or Danish. So 900 class hours, what does that mean? The Foreign Service Institute says that equates to approximately 36 weeks. But if you now divide 900 by 36, that would mean you need to invest 25 hours per week class time into studying German. And nobody can do that unless you're still a student. Then you might somehow be able to invest that time, or you're studying the language at university, which is kind of the best preconditions you can really have. But if you're already working and you want to study by yourself, it's impossible for you to invest 25 hours. So let's return to our 5 hours per week. How long does it take you to complete 900 hours if you can only invest 5 hours per week? I wrote it down somewhere. Oh yeah, it's going to take you 180 weeks. Yeah, so that you're not going to achieve that in less than 2 years. And then B2 is also, it's a very good working command of the language, but if you really want to speak perfectly, add another 900 hours on top of that. And now I know that I sound like I want to discourage you, but actually I really want to encourage you to keep going, yeah, to not give up if you see that after 30 hours of studying you haven't really gone very far, because nobody does. Unless you're a real language genius, you're not going to be able to see remarkable progress or results in German in just a matter of a few weeks, and especially not if you limit yourself to maybe just 1 or 2 hours per week of private tutoring. That is going to take years to get you where you want to be. And of course, there are a couple of contributing factors like age. People tend to believe that children learn more quickly than adults do. I personally am not convinced of that argument yet. I have been teaching children, and yes, they do learn quickly, but their method of teaching, their method of learning is very messy and very different from adults who already have learning strategies from experience in learning other things. So you can work much more through logic with adults, and you need to work much more through repetition with children. So it just means that the approach to teaching children compared to teaching adults is quite different. But let's say the younger you are, the easier it is, which I don't say it is, okay? People say that. Let's assume it's true. You still need a little bit of pressure in order to keep you motivated, to keep you going, okay? If you just study it for your personal enjoyment, that's wonderful, yeah? But it gives you, on average, a little bit less motivation than someone who needs to pass an exam in a month, or who has chosen it as his or her major at university. And if you don't succeed, then you're not going to obtain your degree, okay? So if you add just the right amount of pressure to your motivation, it's really going to help. Too much, of course, is not good. Too little is also not good, because as soon as you will get to German adjective declensions, if you only do it for your personal enjoyment, the enjoyment is going to be over by then, I promise. So, age is a factor, okay? Pressure is a factor. Your previous language experience is an enormous factor. Are you an English native speaker who has never studied any other foreign language before? I congratulate you on making that decision, but it's going to be more difficult for you compared to other people. Are you a Chinese native speaker who has already mastered the English language as his or her first language and then wants to go on to study German? You have a different array and set of experience that you can draw from. It puts you in a different position, yeah, because your own native language is so different from the language that you want to study. It's normally an impeding factor, but given that you have already mastered another language that is very different from your own, you have adopted or developed strategies for yourself that will enormously help you in studying any further language from now on. Consistency is a huge thing. If you study only during your vacation time, yeah, let's say you study 20 hours during your vacation, but then just 1 hour throughout your work weeks, your brain will have lost the newly acquired knowledge from the previous week by the time you get to your next session in the next week. So the more narrow the intervals become between your learning sessions, the more you will be able to retain from your previous learning sessions. If the gaps become too large, you might only be able to retain what you learned previously, but not really add anything new on top. So scheduling is really, really, really important. I might actually do a separate video on that in order to not make this one too long. It's nearly 10 minutes already. Your native language, as I mentioned, is really relevant for that. An English native speaker, French native speaker, Arabic native speaker, yeah? Russians find German grammar quite cute, yeah, because their own grammar is so complex already. But if you're a Dutch native speaker and you want to learn something more complex, it might be more difficult for you. Okay, so it really depends on your personal circumstances. But with this information here, with the 900 class hours, I would like to give you something like a more realistic expectation of how long it's going to take you, and that is really, really relevant for me as a teacher, because as I told you, students ask me that all the time, and they tend to get very, very disappointed when I give them my own honest opinion, because try to calculate, if you want to do that through private tutoring, of those 900 hours, maybe you're just only going to invest 300 of them into a private tutor, and the other 600 you will try to do by yourself, but then multiply the hourly rate of a good tutor by 300, and you're going to see how much it's going to cost you. If you're able to afford that, that's amazing. Many people are not able to afford that, and even group tutoring can be rather expensive. So now, as you know, at the time that I'm producing this video, which is now June 2021, I only offer private tutoring for the time being, but I would really like to offer group tutoring as well soon. I'm working on a system to enable that. I'm going to introduce it to you guys as soon as it is ready, so I'll be able to offer group lessons as well. But still, if you study in a group, you're going to be a little bit slower than you would otherwise be in private tutoring. And I want to develop a teaching curriculum that is, first of all, affordable, but also effective. And sometimes when I look at offerings from German language institutes or other teachers, they tend to offer really fast progress at very little time investment. I'm not talking about the prices here yet, but some of them will promise you one level of German in 1 or 2 months, and they want to achieve that through just 1 or 2 sessions per week. And that unless the students in that class are real geniuses, or they invest at least 4 times as much into private study time, this is completely unrealistic. And it's also why I understand that people, after learning maybe A1, A2 at a school, be it on the premises or be it online, they will find that I'm enrolled in a B1 course, but I feel like I can't really say anything, and I really don't understand anything when a native speaker is talking to me. Why is that? Am I stupid? And the answer is really no, you're not stupid. Schools tend to push students through the sales funnel forward because that's the only way they will be able to earn money. I'm not blaming them. It's very logical. That's how economy works, But if a student has enrolled in A1, it is very much in the interest of the school that after completing that course, they will put him into A2. No school is going to tell you, you should study a little bit more before coming back. Or, maybe you should be repeating the A1 course one more time because you're not ready for A2 yet. Every school would be stupid to do that, No school will do that. So they kind of push students forward until students feel so uncomfortable with being in a higher level while feeling that their competence is still lagging behind, that at that time students come to me very often. They have attended classes at an institute, and now they feel they will need some private time with a tutor to catch up, to close the gaps, to have some speaking practice because they might be able to write texts or fill in the blanks for grammar exercises, but they don't feel that they can speak at level B1. And very often they're absolutely right. They cannot, but they falsely assume that that's their fault. It is the fault of unrealistic expectations that are just set by market dynamics, by people wanting to, with the best of intentions, wanting to offer services that are very sought after by students, wanting to offer German language education, but seeing that others kind of promise you will be fluent within 6 to 8 months if you just invest 1 or 2 sessions per week, because that's what students often want to hear. People are not very patient nowadays anymore, not patient with themselves, not patient with learning. My personal opinion is also that discipline is something that is very underrated nowadays, not just for students but also for everyone, really. Discipline is one of those virtues that is very often smiled at nowadays, but I find it enormously valuable if you want to achieve something like learning a language in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s. I cannot emphasize that enough. And I would like to offer something that does not repeat the mistakes that maybe some institutes might make, and hopefully not creating any mistakes of my own. I want to enable people to really speak. When you completed A2, I want you to be able to really really show the competence of A2 and not just pass the exam. And that's not the same thing, yeah. And I would be very grateful for your guys' input. I will also be very happy about further questions, because maybe some of the things that I just explained to you raised questions that you didn't have in the beginning, or you have a feedback or would like to give your own experience about how long it actually takes to learn a language. I would be very grateful to hear about that. And thank you very much for listening to my rambling today. I hope you guys found it interesting still. I'm very much looking forward to seeing you again soon in our grammar lessons, and maybe some more advice sessions, depending on what you guys prefer, okay? I wish you a great day. Thank you very much. Bis dann. Tschüss.